Here's Reverend Bill with your God Call.
In This Thing Called You, Ernest Holmes writes, "The wall which keeps you from the greater good is built of mental blocks, cemented together by fear and unbelief, mixed in the mortar of negative experience." What we can take that to mean is that if you'd like to have a different experience in your life, there's a little bit of mental remodeling to do, perhaps a little bit of demolition to get those blocks out of the way so that you can build something new and fabulous and wonderful. The choice is yours, and you are the architect of your new experience.
Well, I saw her today at the reception, a glass of wine in her hand. I knew she would make her connection. At her feet was a footloose man. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need. I went down to the demonstration to get my fair share of abuse, singing we're gonna vent our frustration. If we don't, we'll blow a 50 amp fuse. Singing you can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need. I went down to the Chelsea drugstore to get your prescription filled. I was standing in line with Mr. Jimmy, and man, did he look pretty ill. We decided that we would have a soda, my favorite color, cherry red. Well, I sang this song to Mr. Jimmy, and all he said to me was one word, dead. But I said, you can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, you just might find you can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Avi. And boy, does that cue us up for some digging into the metaphysical meaning behind that song. Good morning, New Thought, Philadelphia. Oh, it is so wonderful to see you guys here in August of 2022. You guys know the rules on Zoom. So we're going to leave our mics muted, except when we're talking. And we're going to politely remind each other to unmute as needed, because that's one of the things we've learned on Zoom as well. For right now, though, let's all unmute. Make a joyous cacophony as you repeat after me. I open myself to love.
I open myself to love.
To love.
myself to joy.
I open myself to joy.
Open myself to all of the good surrounding me.
I
Open myself to
myself
all
to
the
all
good
the good
surrounding me.
I know love is right here, right now.
I know love is right here, right
now.
now.
Thank you. Thank you. Exercise the mute button one more time. I am
Go
Reverend Bill
ahead.
Marcioni. Our music today is by Avi Wisnia, and our practitioner is Breen Rourke, RSCP.
Thank you, Bill. Good morning, everyone. Woo-hoo. It's wonderful to see everybody zooming in from all over the place. So New Thought Philadelphia is an open and loving community of spiritual adventurers, welcoming each person to experience their divine nature in an empowering space of unconditional love. So whatever path you've been on, whatever brought you into our Zoom today, wherever you're headed next, we've been expecting you. We love you and welcome. Now, what do we believe around here? Well, we believe that there is one. That's it. Good night. One power, love, intelligence, or force that creates everything, including each of us, and that we each use that very same power, love, intelligence, or force to create our lives according to our beliefs. As we like to say, our new life begins with a new thought. So take a moment, if you would, and shut off any cell phones or smart watches, whatever you got laying around that might go off during celebration and disturb you from this intimate moment. We're going to take some time to go within into prayer. So if I should just get settled, get centered here and now, and know that there is that one power, presence, activity, one divine mind, one infinite field of potentiality from which everything comes. It is God, Goddess, the infinite, creating everything from, through, as itself. So I know that each person here, each one of us is an expression of that one. The technology that brings us together is an expression of that one. The words, music, the ideas, the openness is all God in action. So this time is blessed. The celebration is an expression of love and joy and beauty here and now. I'm so very grateful for it, grateful for this good, grateful for this time together, grateful for each of these beautiful divine lights of love shining here and now. So with love and gratitude, I know this good, I claim this good, and I release this word into the creative law, knowing that it is so. And so it is. Yay. Prayer. Why do we pray? Well, it doesn't change God, because God is, it always is. It might change our experience, but we know that it works. So now we like to open up to the community and hear about how prayer is working in your life. And get this, we call this bit Prayer Works Stories. How about that? So you can raise your hand. I can see everybody if you want to raise your hand on camera, or click the digital button and raise your digital hand, and we'll hear about how prayer is working in your life. Who's up first? I'm looking all around. Chris.
Yeah,
How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. All right, so I went to see Santana last night, which was amazing and spiritually uplifting. And I wasn't sure if that was gonna happen because 2 hours before we were leaving, my plans for Liam backed out. And so I got these tickets and I got my son and all this stuff. And, I started to stress out. And then there's the whole, what the weather's going to do, which I've never been to Santana and not had the weather clear right when he comes on. Point is, I said a prayer, practical prayer, perfect weather, perfect time, perfect protection, just perfect for Liam, for us, for everybody there. to connect as one. And it turned out that like 20 minutes before I would have to leave to be there on time to see Earth, Wind, and Fire, boom, friends stepped in to help me out with Liam so I could go and have a beautiful spiritual divine moment that was desperately needed. So prayer works, yes, in like a heartbeat.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. So I've got one. Been one of the prayers I've been working on is around community and connection. And over the past couple of weekends, I've got to meet a lot of people in person. Yesterday at Annie's birthday party, happy birthday, Annie. I met Bobby and Courtney and PJ in person for the first time, and it was awesome. We had a wonderful, wonderful time. Yay.
Well, that was going to be my prayer work story.
Okay. You can tell another one.
Yeah.
All right. Prayer works. Give it a whirl. And now we're going to go to Carla Ann with the announcements.
Okay. Sorry about that. Let's see. Sorry. Oh, a little technically challenging this morning. Good morning, everyone. This inspiring information is on our website at newthoughtphilly.org and in our weekly e-newsletter. Please sign up on the website so that we can keep in touch. Twice a day, we have community check-in and meditation on Zoom. They're wonderful and everyone is welcome. They're inspiring and fun and quick, less than 15 minutes, start to finish. Episode 61 of Reverend Bill's Practical Prayer Podcast, Karma, is on Apple, Google, Spotify, and Stitcher. You can watch the live stream of the recording session on Monday at 1 p.m. or on Facebook and YouTube. The affiliated New Thought Network Fall Retreat takes place September 26th to the 30th at Unity Village and online. It will be a powerful week of speakers, music, and workshops with a wonderful group of people just like you. Early registration discounts are through August 15th. Follow our social media and Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and join the 1,075 spiritual adventurers in our group on meetup.com. The Power of 8 Intention Circle meets on Zoom every Monday at 6:30 p.m. The Women's Circle meets on Zoom on the third Thursday every month at 7 p.m. Contact Sandy for information on either of them. The Spiritual Practices class is having a Summer Unexpected Income Club. It's open to all. Sign up online, say the daily prayer, and when extra funds flow your way, share the story and donate 10% to New Thought Philly. We are grateful for your tax-deductible donations on PayPal, by check, Venmo, Cash App, or Zelle. Thank you for the team that makes our Zoom celebration work and has fun doing it. Sandy has taken over coordinating the team, so to join the joy, contact Sandy. Next Sunday is online with Stop, Drop, and Pray. Reverend Bill reminds us that when something urgent demands our attention, it's always helpful to invite Spirit to help us out and to live original music by Anna W. The Practitioner Interns are doing fall sessions at no charge to complete their training. After the celebration, Breen will be available for a quick miracle in a minute prayer. We'll leave the Zoom and meeting room open for all of us to talk amongst ourselves. Thanks.
Thank you, Carla Ann. And just to point out who the practitioner interns are, who you can get a hold of so that you can do a free full practitioner session. That would be Carolyn and Jesus and Bobby and Courtney, who are off together by the shores of the something, along with Giovanni. Yes, you're showing off. You're channeling your inner Jesus there with an exciting background. We like to welcome our first-time visitors. So if there's anybody who would like to identify yourself as a first-timer, you can raise your hand digitally or turn your camera on and let us know that you're there. And otherwise, the rest of us we're going to bless everybody who's here, new and old alike. So let's follow up our hands together. Feel some warmth, as though there's a challenge doing that, the weather being what it's been like lately. Send out some love. Send out some love. Welcome each other and everyone here. You are the bright light of God's love. Thank you for shining that light and sharing your love with us today. And welcome home. As Avi sings the next song, let's go into gallery view, and you can make eye contact with the people you're in community with, and feel that connection. Feel that the eyes that you are looking into and the eyes that you're looking with are the eyes of God. Avi.
Thank you. It's great to be with you all this morning. So as I sing this song, it's a song that I wrote about sometimes how priorities change, and with today's theme of mixed messages, sometimes life can give us these mixed messages, but sometimes knowing what can center you, what you have to come home to, or something that you love in your life will bring you some centeredness. It takes all my effort just to open up that door in the morning. Even as I'm leaving, I have visions of the moment when I come walking back in. Raining in the rain on the railroad platform with 100 other me's. Picturing myself across the tracks where I'll come back eventually. Hey, you're the only one I wanna come home to. You're the one I'm running to see. You're the only one I wanna come home to. Your little hands reaching out for me. Life doesn't give you reason for the way it never turns out how you plan. Even when you reach the summit of the highest peak, the ground can shift where you stand. After all these years in a fine career, I thought this is where I wanna be. But the ground at my feet swirls around and I see I ain't doing this for me. Hey, you're the only one I wanna come home to. You're the one I'm running to see. You're the only one I wanna come home to. Your little hands reaching out for me. You're the only one I wanna come home to. You're the one I'm running to see. You're the only one I wanna come home to. Your little hands reaching out for me. You're the only one I wanna come home to. You're the one I'm running to see. You're the only one I wanna come home to. Your little hands reaching out for me. You're the only one I wanna come home to. You're the one I'm running to see. You're the only one I wanna come home to. Your little hands reaching out for me. Hey, 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 ooh.
Oh, thank you, Avi. That was wonderful. That was wonderful. So Jennifer is going to lead us in our Flames of Faith this morning.
Good morning. So we perform this ceremony to acknowledge that all people and all faiths come from the one power, love, intelligence, which we call spirit or God. We honor the richness that comes from our shared diversity, and we bless the interwoven energy of the divine feminine and masculine. We light the first candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. As we light the healing candle, please put silently into the light the names of anyone or any place you wish to have experience the healing flame of God's eternal love.
Blessed be. Our reading today is from Deepak Chopra, and it's going to be shared with us by Winnie.
Hello. So yeah, like Reverend said, today's reading is from The Seven Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. Your body is not separate from the body of the universe, because at quantum mechanical levels, there are no well-defined edges. You are like a wiggle, a wave, a fluctuation, a convolution, a whirlpool, a localized disturbance in the larger quantum field. The larger quantum field, the universe, is your extended body. Not only is the human nervous system capable of becoming aware of the information and energy of its own quantum field, but because human consciousness is infinitely flexible through this wonderful nervous system, you are able to consciously change the informational content that give rise to your physical body. You can consciously change the energy of informational content of your own quantum mechanical body, and therefore influence the energy and informational content of your extended body, your environment, your world, and cause things to manifest in it. This conscious change is brought about by the two qualities inherent in consciousness: attention and intention. Attention energizes and intention transforms. Whatever you put your attention on will grow stronger in your life. Whatever you take your attention away from will wither, disintegrate, and disappear. Intention, on the other hand, triggers transformation of energy and information. Intention organizes its own fulfillment. The quality of intention on the object of attention will orchestrate an infinity of space-time events to bring about the outcome intended, provided one follows the other spiritual laws of success. This is because intention in the fertile ground of attention has infinite organizing power. The infinite of organizing power means the power to organize an infinity of space-time events all at the same time. We see the expression of this infinite organizing power in every blade of grass, in every apple blossom, in every cell of our body. We see it in everything that is alive. Thank you.
I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me down. It's gonna be a bright and sunshiny day. Yes, I can make it now, the pain is gone. And all of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is that rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright and sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright and sunshiny day. Look all around, there's nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, there's nothing but blue skies. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Here is a rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright and sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright and sunshiny day. Look all around, there's nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, there's nothing but blue skies. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me down. It's gonna be a bright and sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright and sunshiny day. Oh, it's gonna be a bright and sunshiny day.
Ah, thank you, Avi. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. The talk this morning is about mixed messages, and mixed messages is this catchphrase. You hear it. People usually talking about relationships, and often it is mixed messages that are interpreted or misinterpreted through texting. Mixed message, somebody texts, "Tonight was fun," and it's interpreted as what? No adjective, not lots of fun, not tremendous fun, not the most fun I've ever had, just tonight was fun. It must have been awful, must have been horrible. How could we know? It's like, and then, craters. Or the same message can be interpreted as tonight was fun, this was great, it was fun. Oh, this is a lifetime relationship, we're going to get married. And it can go in either direction. But mixed messages show up in a lot of different ways. Like, would you like dessert? Oh, I shouldn't. Well, does that mean that you would like dessert or not? And I have seen, well, I shouldn't lead to somebody eating dessert and also lead to somebody not eating dessert. And the mixed message is, what do we really mean? What is the actual answer to the actual question? And get the rest of the fluff out of the way. There's some things that we are that we learn that are mixed messages that actually are not true, like boys don't cry. Well, you know what? Boys do cry. And there's a whole lot of unpacking that we get to do as we go through our lives and have loss and grieve them, where unlearning that erroneous message that boys don't cry lets us have the opportunity to connect with our feelings more deeply and more profoundly. And perhaps there's some crying along the way. he said no or she said no, but really meant yes. It's like, that's unfortunately, there is some, trying to guess the visual and the social cues together with the word cues. And that's actually taken a huge change in the last number of years, because we get to be more clear about what we mean. And when we say yes or no, we can mean yes or no. And mixed messages are, a lot of times they're with other people, but a lot of times they're within ourselves, where we want to experience something, but we believe we're going to experience something different. And the mixed message that we're sending is creating the experience not that we want, but the one that we believe in. So I have mentioned once or twice before that the universe only has one answer. The creative power that creates everything only has one answer. And you probably remember what that answer is. So I wrote it down for you. In fact, we're going to keep it nearby for this morning, because there's only the one answer. The answer is going to be yes. So when we are setting a clear intention and getting our conflicting emotions or messages out of the way, the creative law that creates everything is going to say yes. It always says yes. And if we have an experience that we want to be having, and we're having a different experience, it's because the intention that we're setting is getting a yes to something that's not exactly what we would prefer. So we get to get out of our own way. Now, you can say, oh, well, that means that if I'm having an experience of my life that I don't like, that it's my fault. You could say that. It's not necessarily accurate. You're not to blame. You are simply creating something. It's like getting a blank piece of paper and drawing a house on it. And if you don't draw the house that you want to live in, then when the house gets built, you could blame the builders. You could say, oh, that design needs to change. There's something in there that I didn't understand. So you get to maybe go back and redesign or rework it. And in a lot of cases, we don't have to go through the entire process of building a house to realize that we're going to actually want to put a door on it. Maybe we'll learn to make that part of the design process. So as we get earlier and earlier in the process of creating our lives, we can create that which we really want to be experiencing. So I'm involved with the affiliated New Thought Network, Anton. And as you know, the fall retreat is coming up soon. Sorry, I just inspired myself. And Jerry Troyer, Reverend Jerry, who is the president of Anton, when he started his term, he made the claim that we're going to say what we mean and mean what we say. And it's remarkably powerful and ridiculously simple, because there are a lot of cases where people say something other than what they mean and mean something different than what they say, where the words are not in complete alignment with the truth or the intention or the desire that's behind them. Don Miguel Ruiz says we should be impeccable with our word, because our word is creative, because our word is what is going to be creating our next experience. We should be very precisely impeccable with our word. And impeccability with our word is the opposite of a mixed message. That is a complete clarity of message. And there are a lot of reasons that people are not impeccable with their word. Some of it's politeness, because you want to say something that's just the plain blunt truth, because that might offend somebody, might hurt their feelings, might upset them, might annoy them, might drive them away, might put a wedge into the friendship. When somebody wants to offer you something that they consider to be wonderful and you really would rather not accept it, then you need to just say, no, that sucks. You don't want to do that, because that might cause more trouble than you want to be created. So in some cases, we're polite and we kind of fuzz the edges about what it is that we really want. Sometimes it's spin, where something's going on and we want to convince somebody that it's not exactly what they think it is. And so we try and reposition the information or cast it in a different light. That elevated a little bit becomes hype, where we're just emphasizing the part of something that we want somebody else to believe. I'm using the first person there, I and we, because I've done this before. I try not to, because I've been, go back to being impeccable with your word. That's really what I'm looking for, because I know that yes is coming. I was involved in marketing and advertising for a long time. At its best, that's telling the part of the truth that conveys the product or the service or whatever it is that we're talking about in the best light. At its worst, it's hiding the stuff that we would rather not have people notice, so that they'll do what we want. And oh yeah, I think the top of the scale, when we are being less than impeccable with our word, the word to use for that is lying. There are some times that people will mean one thing and say exactly the opposite because they want somebody else to believe that their intentions are other than what they are. There are subtle ways that we have mixed messages showing up in our lives. You can ask a question and get an answer to a different question. Now, when I say that generically, some people say, well, I don't know what you're talking about with that. But, when you say to somebody, what do you want to have for lunch? And they say, well, I don't want to have egg salad. How do we get to yes for that? I mean, are you going to list everything that you don't want for lunch so we can rule out all of the choices in an infinite universe so we can settle down to what we're going to have for lunch? Or can we just get ourselves out of the way a little bit and open up to that insight, to that guidance, to what would I like to have for lunch? What are of the possibilities that are open and available to me right now? Which ones would be most fulfilling? And go through that process, and we can lead towards a yes. What we want to do is get to yes. Because, by the way, the answer is always going to be yes. The infinite creative power that creates everything is always saying yes. Every Sunday morning, we start with basically the one thing that we all agree that we believe at New Thought Philadelphia and through the New Thought movement. And it's, by the way, not required that you believe anything. We will welcome you along if you like to meet with fun people and listen to the music. The one that we agree on is we believe that there's one power, love, intelligence that creates everything, including us, and that we are each using that same power, love, intelligence to create our lives according to our beliefs. Whittled down, it's done to you as you believe. As you believe. And the belief is what's going to be getting the yes. As I was thinking about this talk, I realized that if you go to asyouBelieve.com on the internet, with hyphens in it, as-you-believe, where you land is the New Thought Philadelphia homepage. Because it's pretty core to what we believe around here. And if you don't believe that, or if you object to that in any way, it's not like you have to leave the group. We'll find out what it means to you. What is that creative process that's leading to a yes? And what else could it possibly mean? I'm delighted to have the dialogue about that. That's why we do classes. That's why we have conversations. That's why we're doing the meditations. It's because we want to understand where we are and what the clarity of message is that's going to bring a new experience into our lives. That's why I love prayer work stories, because when somebody puts him or herself onto that spiritual path where we're opening more fully to that creative power that's going to say yes, we're able to be more intentional about what it is that we're inviting, what sort of an experience we want to be having, and clear the disbelief and the confusion out of the way, so that when the yes shows up, it's in alignment with what we desire. If what I want to do is live in prosperity and have wonderful financial freedom, but I grew up believing that I can't do what I enjoy doing and be well paid for it, that there's a trade-off, that there has to be a trade-off in there someplace. I either do what I like doing or I make a lot of money. Then I can be judgmental about people who have a lot of money because obviously they're, in my belief system, they're not doing, what they really love doing. Or I can clear out that false belief and understand that, yes, I can do both. I can be generously compensated for doing exactly that which I love doing. Of course, that's possible. And we've seen a whole lot of people who are doing it. Almost everybody in the entertainment business got into the entertainment business because they had something creative that they wanted to be doing, something that they wanted to sing or say or do. And they got famous and then rich, usually in that order, doing it. So we know it's possible. There are role models to show us that it's possible. There are people who we run into on a regular basis who are clearly enjoying the work that they're doing, the way that they're sharing their gifts and talents and skills and abilities with people around them and getting paid nicely. So that's not to say that you need to be making a lot of money. That simply means that if you have a desire to be making a different amount of money than you have, or a different experience of prosperity, it's not the amount of money. If you take your expenses in living and you subtract your income from it, if there's if there's something left over, then that's an experience of flexibility and prosperity. And if there's not, if the numbers don't add up, then that's where the challenge and the struggles come in financially. So, maybe it's about making more money. Maybe it's about having lower expenses. Maybe it's about bringing the pieces into alignment in a different way. But that's always what it is. It's always about bringing the pieces into alignment. We're closing on 8 billion people on the planet. Obviously, there is somebody who you could be in a loving, committed relationship with you. And if you think that you want to have a loving, committed relationship and there's nobody out there, there's something else going on. There's something else going on. People say, I really want to have somebody to share my life with. And the first question I ask them is there room in your closet for their clothes? Is there room in your dresser for them to store their stuff? Do you really want to have somebody else who's using up half the space in your place all the time? And sometimes as well, no, the closets are full. Okay, what's it going to take for you to clear out enough closet space for him or her to move their stuff in? Because if you're not serious about it, it's not going to happen. What they're saying by that is, I want to say that I want to have the relationship, but I don't actually want to take the steps to have it. Because you can have it. The answer is going to be yes. The answer is always yes. So that's the opportunity that we have for now. What is it that you want to get a yes to? And what is it that might be standing in the way of getting the yes that you want? Because you're getting a yes. You might just not be getting the yes that you're looking for. And there's a wonderful process that you get to go through in order to understand how to open yourself to a different yes. Because we all have our own belief system, and some of it we're very much aware of, and some of it is hidden, and some of it is secret, and some of it came from people who we've never met because that's the way it's always been. And that's why we have practitioners. And yes, this is a little bit of a plug for our practitioner interns, because a practitioner spends years learning how to do practical prayer, healing prayer for somebody else, and they learn how to have an engagement with that person to find out. You go to a practitioner and you say, this is the experience that I want to be having, and this is the experience that I've been having, and they'll help you dive into what's different. What is the hidden belief that we have that we can't have at all? I was with a client, this is a couple of years ago, and this person was living in a feast or famine. There's lots of money, fabulous job, plenty of riches, and then it would all go away, and then it turned into scarcity and struggle and problem. And we discussed it, and the childhood experience was that's what the family of origin did, and it was the real estate business. It was we're going to have surf and turf when we have a closing, and if there's not a closing, then it's going to be peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and hopefully we have enough to make those happen. So the understanding that we had was that this was not a failure. This was a spectacular success. This was executing perfectly on a bad program, and not even a bad program, just not the program that was desired. So as soon as we got to the point of realizing that the underlying belief that the program was wrong, we got to replace the program, and the yes then became for prosperity and for smoothness and for unfolding. And the person is doing that fabulously well, really in a lovely balanced place with prosperity, and the gifts continue to show up, doing things that are enjoyable and being compensated for them. That sort of thing is possible. So wherever the block is in your life, contact one of our practitioner interns. And I'm going to just plug for the practitioner interns, because in order to finish their training, they need to do practitioner sessions for folks like you. And then they need to have a case study where it actually needs to work. So you get to basically make a recommendation. Yes, I got together with Carolyn or Jesus or Bobby or Courtney, and this is what we prayed for, and this is how the result that came about in my life. And then they get to be full-fledged practitioners, and you get the session for free. And we will put contact information for the practitioners into the chat so that you have that as well. So it is done unto you as you believe. The answer is always going to be yes. And oh, by the way, there's one other answer that's all the time during the pandemic, which is you're muted. But in the big picture, the answer is always yes. So remember that. Allow your yes to be to that which you are desiring, whatever it is that you're seeking. It's seeking you. So invite it in, open up to it. Let that be. You deserve all the good. Yes, so it is.
When I was just a little boy, I asked my mother, what will I be? Will I be handsome? Will I be rich? Here's what she said to me. Que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera, what will be, will be. Then I grew up and fell in love. I asked my lover what lies ahead. Will we have rainbows day after day? Here's what my sweetheart said. Que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera, what will be, will be. Now I have children of my own. They ask their father, what will I be? Will I be pretty? Will I be rich? I tell them faithfully. Que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. Que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera, what will be, will be. What will be, will be. Que sera,
Avi, that was beautiful. Thank you so much. Que sera, sera. Yeah, so I've got the privilege now to lead us in a bit of meditation, and that's a great segue. And Avi, maybe you and I will get together and we'll make it a different arrangement, and it's going to be whatever you believe will be. I don't know what the case Sarah is going to be for that one, but and that's what we're going to focus on in our meditation, because the universe says yes. You can still see the big yes behind Bill's shoulder if you're on gallery view. What you believe will be. The universe will create in your life what you believe. All the great masters, all the great religions teach that it is done to you as you believe, not as you wish, not as you think you believe, not as you say you believe, but as you actually believe. And as Bill talked about, we can overcome old beliefs, limiting beliefs, beliefs in things that we don't actually want to have in our lives, through prayer, through digging out those hidden beliefs. But we're going to take some time in meditation now just to be open. We're just going to open and allow. So I invite you to get still, get settled in wherever you are. Sit with your feet flat on the floor if you're comfortable doing that. Back straight. Hands in your lap. Palms up. Close your eyes or allow them to go to a soft focus. And just be here now, in this now moment. Letting go of any thoughts of what's going to happen later today or next week, next month. Just be in this now moment. Thoughts may come in, that's fine. That's what thoughts do. Just let them go. No need to hold on to them or entertain them. Just watch them float by like leaves on a stream. They just float by. Take a nice, deep, cleansing breath, breathing in fully. Exhale and relax. Another deep breath in, breathing in fully. Hold. Exhale. Oh, and feel yourself relax. We're going to take one more deep breath in. We're going to hold, and as you exhale, I invite you to sigh audibly, to allow that vibration in your body as you exhale. So breathing in fully. Hold. Exhale. Allow that vibration to just wash over you. Just relax and go within. Whatever we believe will be. Open yourself to that knowing. Knowing that you can have in your life what you believe you can have. And just allow that divine idea to fill you. The good that you desire is on its way to you now. Believe that. whatever it is, however challenging it may seem, believe that it is on its way to you now. Believe that you can move beyond current limits, old ideas. Believe that good is on its way to you now. Don't worry about the how. Don't worry about the when. It's on its way now. Just feel that anticipation. Feel that excitement. Know that good is on its way now. As we go into the silence, feel that anticipation. Feel that excitement. Your good is on its way to you now.
As we open ourselves to the experiences that we consider or understand to be good, that infinite creative power that creates everything is responding by bringing those experiences into our lives. That one infinite creative power that has created each of us creates these new experiences according to our beliefs. And in such measure as we are not content with the experiences that we're having now, we have the opportunity to realign that invitation, to reset the expectation that we have, to get our disbelief out of the way, allow that good to flow into our lives. And that infinite creative power that creates everything is always responding. It is always saying yes. It's like going to the kitchen sink and turning on the faucet. The water flows. And if the water doesn't flow, then perhaps for some reason the shutoff valve under the sink got turned off. And if that one is on, maybe there's a master valve that needs to be opened. Or perhaps there's something on the water main to be adjusted. But all of the apparatus, all of the components for that flow of good are available to us. And it's simply a matter of getting the blocks out of the way and allowing our good to flow. So in whatever way that shows up for each of us, and it's different for all of us, as we invite that goodness into our lives, as we allow our doubts to be dissolved, to be removed, as we remove the blocks that we might have in consciousness to that good, the law responds and the good is flowing. And I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for the wonderful ways that it's showing up for each of us. As quickly as we could imagine, and 10% faster, as good as we could possibly believe, and 10% better. Good and more good and more good is filling each of us in ways that allow us to have these wonderful new experiences and tell us some awesome stories. The law is responding. The good is underway, and I'm so grateful for it. I'm grateful for this good. I'm grateful for the awareness of the process. I'm grateful for the willingness of each one here to engage in the process and to invite in something new and to take part in this infinite creative power, bringing good and more good and more good into each of our lives, all of our lives. And so with gratitude for all of this good, I speak this word, I release it into that creative law that has created everything, and know without any question whatsoever, it's now creating this. It is now creating this. And so I let it be. And so it is. Another deep breath in. Become conscious and intentional of your body. Maybe wiggle your toes and fingers, maybe shrug your shoulders. Bring your awareness back into your body, back into the room. So you're comfortable, open your eyes, and Avi's going to sing another song for us.
These words come to us from the artist Sting. Let your soul be your pilot. Let your soul guide you. It'll guide you well. When you're down and they're counting, when your secrets are all found out, when your troubles take to mounting, when the map you have leads you to doubt, when there's no information and the compass turns to nowhere, you know well, let your soul be your pilot. Let your soul guide you, it'll guide you well. When the doctors fail to heal you, when no medicine chest can make you feel well, when no counsel leads to comfort, when there are no more lies they can tell, no more useless information, and the compass spins between heaven and hell. Let your soul be your pilot. Let your soul guide you, it'll guide you well. Let your pain be my sorrow. Let your tears be my tears too. Let your courage be my motto, that the north you find will always be true. When there's no information and the compass turns to nowhere, you know well, let your soul be your pilot. Let your soul guide you, it'll guide you well. Let your soul be your pilot. Let your soul guide you, it'll guide you well. Let your soul be your pilot. Let your soul guide you, it'll guide you well.
Thank you, Avi. So a bunch of ideas, a bunch of messages, a little bit of mixing. If there is something that has come up for you that you'd like to share, give voice to, or a question that you have, go ahead and raise your hand, unmute, and share away. Joe.
So this was really, really moving for me. And in a nutshell, what came up, if they say meditation is prayer is talking to God and meditation is listening to God. Well, I heard that it's not so much what I believe right now that's an issue, but what I believed in the past. And I got to get rid of those disbeliefs. And the picture of those disbeliefs, or the feeling of those disbeliefs, was like pretty clear. So thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Yeah. Sometimes spirit works gracefully and joyously, and sometimes it works like a 2x4. Smacking us.
That's funny you said that, because I always describe this as getting hit with the cosmic 2x4.
Yep. Yeah. And when we understand, when we come to the realization that something that has been, we believe forever, that was just ingrained, isn't true, it's astounding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Congratulations and condolences. Carla Ann.
Wow, that was all incredible. The music, the reading, the chat, and the meditation. And I will be reaching out to Mr. Intern Jesus and helping him get some of his training time in while we get me, I am not in a funk, but everything is slightly skewed to what I want my yes to be, if that makes any sense. My work is sort of almost good, really good, almost, sort of, if that makes any sense. And my relationships are sort of almost fabulous, sort of, kind of, but everything's just a little skewed. And so I guess what I'm asking for, or my whole belief is, you know what I'm trying to say, I'm skewed. So, Jesus, I look forward to it. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Avi, for the awesome music.
Yeah, by all means, take advantage of these the interns, because they're trained and primed, and they know how to do this, and they're good at it. And like I say, it's free. It's not free. You pay in spiritual coin. You have to do a report afterwards, but it helps them in completing their studies. Anybody else? Okay. So go ahead, and Christine.
Oh man, perfect timing, perfect everything. Avi, beautiful, beautiful music. It's been amazing. I don't know. Waking up to going to bed with beautiful music and waking up with beautiful music is phenomenal. I shared Joe's vibe there and really a cathartic moment for me, which is good. So thank you everybody who has everything to do with this celebration today, because it's beautiful. It's love. And I'm in deep gratitude.
Thank you, Christine. And I just got to point out that in a teaching of oneness, there are two Jesuses in that picture.
Yeah, that's me. That's me and my mom's there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. We have some, it's Carl-Ann's turn for an offering.
Okay. I'm like a technological genius, but nobody knows that. Okie dokie. New Thought Philadelphia is all about spreading the love. Our community is supported by your contributions. The gifts you share helps fund our work in the world, and the way you shine your light spreads the love. We are grateful for every way that you share. We don't have a basket today, but there is a donate button on the website to make donations by credit card or PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, check. You can also mail a check. The offering affirmation is on the screen, and we'll say the affirmation together. So unmute. I live in an abundant universe. I am
one with the infinite source of all good. I am a center of trusted prosperity. I enjoy the richness of life. Bless my gift. I share my gift of gratitude and joy. I know that I give,
do
receive,
and
so it is.
is.
So it is. Woo, yeah. Avi, one more for us.
One more for the road, or whatever path it is that you are going on today. It is always such a pleasure to be with you and sharing in your joy and your radiance, and to be with you in community. And as we turn our intentions to yes, one of the ways that I like to do that is through music. So even as we stay muted over Zoom, I hope you will sing with me in a song which I love to use to close out, because it talks about what might come and turning our intentions to help make that possible. And one of the most immediate ways to do that is to sing together. So we can sing together this song, Pass Over. Here we go. This dark cloud will soon pass over. This dark cloud will soon pass over. This dark cloud will pass, and there will be sun, sun, sun. A storm's about to appear, and not a thing will be dry. But the skies, they always clear. It's just a matter of time. This dark cloud will soon pass over. This dark cloud will soon pass over. This dark cloud will pass, and there will be sun, sun, sun. We're stuck with nowhere to go. It's quite a disheartening thing, but instead of getting low, let's get together and sing. Let's sing. This dark cloud will soon pass over. This dark cloud will soon pass over. This dark cloud will pass, and there will be sun, sun, sun. Say, this dark cloud will soon pass over. This dark cloud over. This dark cloud will pass, and there will be sun, sun, sun. I see you're feeling blue, Life's not how you want it to be. So until the sun shines through, you can sing along with me. Here we go. This dark cloud will soon pass over. This dark cloud will soon pass over. This dark cloud will pass, and there will be sun, sun, sun. Said this dark cloud will soon pass over. This dark cloud will soon pass over. This dark cloud will pass, and there will be sun, sun, sun. Said this dark cloud will soon pass over. This dark cloud will soon pass over. This dark cloud will pass, and there will be sun, 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 sun.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. There will be sun. There is sun. It's nice and warm. There's a heat advisory going on. So be appropriate. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Let us close out with a joyous cacophony. Go ahead and unmute, and you can repeat after me. I am love.
I
am
love.
I am light.
I
I
am
am
light.
light.
I let the love flow.
I let the
let the
love
love
flow.
I let my light shine.
Let my
I
light
let my light
shine.
shine.
And so it is.
So it is.
So it is.
Yippee.
Woohoo! Yay.
I was falling in love with that little puppy dog. So cute.
That's
Oh,
Giovanni.
He's awesome.
Thanks.
Where were you guys?
We're at walking Battery Park, which is an old historical Newcastle, and it's right by the water, the sailboats, and you can actually see New Jersey right across. So I guess it's kind of close to the Delaware Memorial Bridge, really.
Okay.
A walking path, yeah.
When you said Battery Park, I was like, wow, where the Statue of Liberty is? It looks so clean and beautiful.
Different battery.
Yeah. Woo.
Yeah, it was really
It's got-
exciting until you said, and you can see New Jersey. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
Aw.
I got a real Blues Brothers vibe with the shot. They're Bobby's got her shades on. They have their black T-shirts. Like we're on a mission from God.
Yeah. Pretty much. I know.
I was thinking the same thing, Breen. That's so funny.
That's the Prac intern. That's the
Yeah.
that's
There you
that
go.
look.
A mission from God.
mission from God. All right. So, yeah, there's the group photo to do.
Oh yeah. What is
Is
that?
anybody got anything good going on today?
I don't have to do anything.
Woohoo!
So excited.
That's a big day.
It really is. You'd hang out with a parrot, but that's not so taxing.
You do great work, but it's nice to have those days to yourself and just do anything.
Yeah. Have a beautiful day, everybody. And thank you. Thank you, Avi. It was beautiful.
Bye-bye.
Yes, thank you. My pleasure. So great to be with everybody. Thanks for having me. And yes, stay cool. Enjoy the sun, but not too much sun, right? The right amount of sun.
Yeah.
Perfect balance.
Yes. Everybody have
And
a great
Jesus,
time.
I'll be
Nice to see
texting
you.
you.
Hey, I'll be expecting.
Bye, everyone.
Queens. Bye.
Wonderful. Take
Peace
care.
and blessings, everyone. Have a great day.